Yo, what is up? How are you doing, ineffable being? Hope you're having an amazing day. Today's Friday. I just got off my 9 to 5, and I'm coming to you straight out of work. Tie off, everything's good, and I'm coming to you with the fourth notification of the August masterclass. This month's masterclass is going to be August 29th, so that is not this Saturday, but next Saturday, and the English masterclass is going to be at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So with every notification, I'm just going to touch on a couple topics, things so you know what to expect from this masterclass, okay? What you're going to get out of it. And so to begin, what is this masterclass? Well, in this masterclass, I teach you how to create an elevated emotion. I walk through the steps of what is happening in the mind, how long-term memories affect us, what is a paradigm, and why and how we are waking up to a map of the past if we're not waking up to a vision of the future. So in every notification video that I give, which is weekly, I share just tips, well, not tips, things that you can expect, and I break down really what I'm going to be covering in the future. So in this notification video, I'm going to touch on how long-term memories are created, how thoughts affect our biochemistry, and understand that living through the heart takes conscious action, and lastly, how living through the heart counters negative thoughts. So getting right into it, how are long-term memories, how are they created? Well, first thing we have to understand, and this isn't wishful speaking, this isn't an affirmation, this isn't like spiritual nonsense, this is hard facts. This is science, physiology, neuroscience, and so forth and so forth. So the first thing I have to tell you is every experience with our external world creates a neural circuit, a neural network. Every experience with our external world creates a neural network. Okay, cool. So this is now we have memories, right? Okay, well, experiences with our external world that are more energetic, that carry a higher emotional quotient, will create long-term memories. So if you can imagine a experience, and let's say it's a handshake, right? Chances are that was very basic, you probably didn't remember it. Oftentimes whenever we introduce ourselves, we meet someone, unless it's going to be a president or a celebrity, chances are it's not that emotional. And for many of us, we don't remember the person's name, not because there's a lack of intelligence, simply because the experience isn't very energetic. So now we have a flip side. We have super exuberant, high levels of energy experiences, right? And this could be both positively or negative experiences. And, well, why are those memories, neural networks again, remembered more vividly for longer periods of time? Because they're more emotion, there's more energy, the emotional quotient is higher. So the moment that happens, the brain is going to remember these experiences. And lastly, I'll tell you that because of the physiology, because the way the system works, survival instincts, when we're living through survival mode, whenever we are living through our stress hormones, all of our energy is pointed to our external environment. Why? So we know how to get out of danger. When you're feeling angered, anxiety, um, fear, all these are they're not positive, but they're very emotionally charged experiences, and the brain is going to remember them harder, more powerfully, in the case that it happens in the future. You better know, if you're in survival mode, you better remember the experience, so if it happens in the future. Okay, so the second topic, how thoughts affect our biochemistry. This isn't very complicated. We can all agree to this. We think about we think about our problems. We start firing off those chemicals. Similarly, if we think about a future worst case scenario, right now in the present moment, I'm going to feel anxious. I'm going to feel sad. I'm going to feel fearful. And similarly, memories of the past, traumatic memories of the past, sad memories, etc., and so forth, bring forth those chemicals. Why? Well, we know now every experience is attached with the emotional quotient, and it's recorded in the brain, and the more energy, the larger the neural network, this means then that our thoughts can make us sick. How? By simply thinking about our problems, we turn on those chemicals. This is because the size of the neocortex. Not lastly, but the third, understanding that living through the heart takes conscious action. So I want you to know that joining this masterclass that is free, this isn't just me hyping you up to like go shine. You know, a lot of people have, those memes about the church. You walk into the church and that whole day, you're kissing people's feet and you're blessing everybody and you're in the spirit, right? You've embodied the Holy Spirit. Well, it goes beyond that. A lot of motivational speakers, a lot of speakers in general, what we tend to do is simply fuel you with hot air. So I call it the hot air paradigm, right? Where a lot of people, they're gonna tell you all these amazing things, and a lot of it is very, very valuable. But the problem is, let's say I watch a webinar, a masterclass on how to make money. I've done this 1,000 times. We never we get perspective. That's almost in the current state where we are on the planet. You listen to a speaker, you listen to a masterclass, you listen to a webinar, and what you're going to get out of it is perspective. You're going to get insight. Well, what's the problem behind that? What's the reverence behind that? If you're not living consciously, this is only going to fuel you for the next week. Depending on how successful, how known, how famous the individual is, will determine how much air they're going to fuel you with and for how long your hot air balloon is going to be up in the sky. But this masterclass, you're not going to pay, and you're literally going to get the mechanistically learn how to make these changes, how to overcome past experiences, how to build your brain so that it's a map of the future, so that the neurocircuitry that's in your brain isn't repeating itself, and you're no longer a product to your past or your environment. You're going to get out of this what I am saying to you today, and that's a promise. But it takes conscious action. And lastly, how living through the heart counters negative thoughts. Well, let's remember, a thought comes, I think about my problems, I turn on those chemicals. Okay, well, let's put you in the future. Let's talk about my family, right? My family of light that I've been creating throughout the months. Living through their heart, creating an elevated emotion. This is an act. This is a conscious act. That means there is an internal activity that we are creating to create these results. What does this mean? Okay, I'm making myself feel happy. I am shining. I feel love, bliss, ecstasy. I live such an ineffable life. And I was actually thinking about this today in our team huddle. My life experience is so amazing, so exuberant, that in words I literally cannot describe it. Because every day, and not just one day, like one good day, one bad day. Imagine living, having being as happy as you can be. Your state of being so happy for the last year, couple of years, like it just becomes normal to you, and you become a happy person. So how are we able to overcome our negative thoughts? By living more consciously. Well, those thoughts come from the unknown. In essence, they come from your past memories. Well, if you're not living conscious, that thought is going to present itself and it's going to release those chemicals, right? Okay. Well, the moment you are igniting an emotional state, this is like a filter. So your thought of the past, of the future, of the present has to go, has to pass your conscious filter. So if you're making yourself feel as amazing as you can be, as I am doing, as my family members are doing, then the moment that thought comes, it's not going to affect you the same way. And this is how we start to make change. This is how we unwire, we unfire memories and experiences of the past, and we recreate, we prune new synaptic connections, and we start living towards the future. This is just a few of the little things. I know they sound big. Some of these sound very far-fetched, but I invite you to investigate for yourself. It's going to not cost you anything So if you don't believe me, or if you're skeptical that this possibility is possible for you because a doctor has told you you have a chemical imbalance in your brain, or you've been abused as a child, or you've lost a loved one and you haven't gone over that. If you believe happiness, you're not worthy of it, then I invite you, I challenge you to join this masterclass and put my words to the test. I love you and I hope to see you August 29th. Peace, love, and happiness.